the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. To start off the ceremony, I'd like to introduce Frank Bazzi, King County's American Legion Adjutant, Con Edison Post Adjutant, and former Deputy Vice Commander. Frank?
Those who have served and those currently serving in the uniformed services of the United States are ever mindful that the sweetness of enduring peace has always been tainted by the bitterness of personal sacrifice. We are compelled to never forget that while we enjoy our daily pleasures, there are those others who have endured and may still be enduring the agonies of pain, deprivation, and imprisonment. Before we begin our activities, we pause to recognize our POW MIAs. We call your attention to this small table, which occupies a place of dignity and honor. It is set for one, symbolizing the fact that members of our armed forces are missing from our ranks. They are referred to as POW MIAs. We call them comrades. They are unable to be here with their loved ones and families, so we join together to pay humble tribute to them and to bear witness to their continued absence. The table is small, symbolizing the frailty of one prisoner alone against his or her suppressors. The tablecloth is white, symbolizing of the purity of their intentions to respond to their country's call to order. The single rose in the vase signifies the blood they may have shed in sacrifice to ensure the freedom of our beloved United States of America. This rose also reminds us of the family and friends of our missing comrades who keep faith while awaiting their return. The red ribbon on the vase represents an unyielding determination for a proper accounting of our comrades who are not among us. A slice of lemon on the plate reminds us of their bitter fate. The salt sprinkled on the plate reminds us of the countless fallen tears of families as they await. The glass is inverted. They cannot toast with us today. The chair is empty. They're not here. The candle is reminiscent of the light and hope which lives in our hearts to illuminate their way home, away from their captors, to open arms of a grateful nation. The American flag reminds us that many of them may have never returned and have paid the supreme sacrifice to ensure our freedom. Let us pray to the Supreme Commander that all our comrades will soon be back within our ranks. Let us remember and never forget their sacrifice. Let us remember. Thank you. I represent just a little history. I represent the Con Edison American Legion Post number 1174. It was established immediately after World War II. The American Legion itself was born after World War I, immediately after World War I. But the Con Edison Post was established after World War II, are returning vets that came back to Con Edison employment. And if you notice on my cap, there's an orange top. The American Legion represents blue, and every Legion member that you ever come across will have a blue cap. But the orange, in those days, was the sign of clean energy. It represented clean energy, orange. Today, it's light blue. And as an American Legion post, I tried through national organization to get the color changed to light blue for clean energy. But they left it orange. They couldn't get light blue because the sons of the American Legion have light blue as a color. So that's what the orange is. I'm a bit different. And in national, when I go to national organization conventions and conferences, when I go to state conferences and conventions, they notice the orange. People always ask me, why do you have an orange top? And I tell them, because I represent Con Edison, Post 1174, and clean energy was the color of those days. Just a little history. Thank you for listening. Take care.
Next, I'd like to introduce Senior Vice President and CIO of Con Edison, Mary Bennett.
Thanks, everyone, and welcome. And Frank, thank you so much for your service and for that history. It just really reminds me of the commitment that the company has and the amazing veterans who have worked here and continue to work here. Thank you so much for that. And for the wonderful reminder of the importance and solemnity of today. Thank you all for coming. This is a lovely crowd this morning. I want to thank the veterans of Con Edison who put this on here and at locations across the company so that we can have these celebrations and these important remembrances. I want to thank our leaders of Local 1-2. We've got Jim and Daryl going to say a few words in a couple of minutes for supporting these efforts for many, many years. The company itself, the reminder today, Frank, that was really special. The company has honored those that it has lost, our colleagues that have come in. Irving Place, there are plaques on the wall honoring those of our colleagues we've lost in World War I and World War II. I'm sure there have been more since then. The clock tower here on this building was built after World War I in memory of our colleagues who didn't come back. So the company has a long history of honoring the sacrifice of our unbelievable employees who have gone and served and made the ultimate sacrifice. I really want to just take a moment for all of us to think about what that means. So many of us have been touched in some way or another, whether it be a colleague or a family member or a friend. There's so much violent conflict still happening in the world, and want us to all think about what we can do. We're a wonderful community here to continue to support each other in whatever losses people may be facing, particularly those related to service members. I want to thank those of our veterans who are here or those who are on active service, because we do have members still on active service as well. And remind all of us, this day reminds me to think about how lucky I am and how lucky we are to be here, to be able to be using our talents and skills, many of them that many of you have learned while you served in the military, in order to serve our customers and help each other. We're lucky to be able to do that, and we should focus on doing that in order to honor those who are not able to be here to do the same. Thank you for coming and celebrating with us, and I'll turn it over to Daryl.
Good morning, everyone. Good morning. Can you hear me now? I'm Daryl Taylor, veteran. I was in the Army Signal Corps. I'm also the director for the Union Military Assistance Program and I'm certified as a Veteran Service Officer, VSO they call us. There's a saying that some gave a little and some gave a lot with the ultimate sacrifice of their life, as you've seen with the speech on the table. Around many tables around the country, some families won't have their family members there who may have went off to war. So I'm asking, what are you willing to give? We come here every year, we have this memorial service, we acknowledge, and then we all scatter off back to our desks. I'm asking if we could all take some time this weekend, maybe assist in some type of veteran service, maybe speak with a family member. They'll be doing flag planting around the city at various veterans burial sites. Okay, Pine Lawn, Evergreen Cemetery, various cemeteries where they have veteran service sites. They'll have a few flag planting. Also, there'll be several parades around the city. Try to attend one of those parades. Just take a few minutes out of your time, if you can, to show some recognition to these veterans who served their lives. And I appreciated that everyone who could make it here and found it not robbery that from their time. And thanks for the supervision for allowing them to step out for a minute for this memorial service. It means a lot. Thank you. And I want to turn this.
You got it.
Okay. Thank you very much, everyone, for showing up this year. And definitely, if you can, please just take a few moments of your time and give some kind of service and some type of acknowledgement to a veteran or their family. Thank you.
Thank you, Mary and Darrell, for those fantastic performances. Great job. Let me start by thanking all of you for taking the time today to participate in this ceremony. I especially wish to thank those veterans who are here with us today. Some who may still continue to serve in the military guard and reserves. All of whom have chosen to continue to serve their community as members of our Con Edison family. While we often seek to set aside time to thank our veterans and service members, today marks a time where we can take a pause and recognize those who made the ultimate sacrifice in the service of our country. These courageous individuals gave their lives for a cause and a purpose that was greater than just themselves. They came from all walks of life, united by a common thread of duty, honor, and love for their country. I ask that we remember today and every day that the risk and sacrifice of our servicemen and women continues through this day. May we never forget their loss, nor forget the families that they leave behind. And may we always remember their sacrifice, which allows us to celebrate their lives with the freedoms that we enjoy today. Thank you. Please bring the wreath forward. I now ask for a moment of silence as we reflect on those lost in service to our country. Arthur Hunt.
Thank you all for coming, and on behalf of the veterans of Con Edison ERG, right, we put this together across multiple yards this year, and even here before you, we have a veteran and a veteran supporter. So for our ERG, I just want to remind everybody, it's for veterans and veteran supporters, so don't feel intimidated. I talked to a few people this morning and they said, well, I'm not a veteran, I probably shouldn't go down. It is for all. Well, we all have friends, supporters, we have folks that have been involved, and really we're here to honor those that have paid the ultimate sacrifice. So I encourage everyone to participate, and if you're interested, please join the ERG. And also, before we conclude today's ceremony, I wanted to bring everyone's attention that we will be repatriating this new plaque here, so I invite everyone after the event to come take a look at it. This new plaque honors the employees of outside plant construction department who were killed in action in the service of their country between 1941 and 1953. This plaque was originally hung in building 708, and at the time, right, that was a large Con Ed building facility, but it was demolished, and one of the veteran facilities mechanics that worked there saw this and quickly intervened. When the building was being demolished, he kept the plaque safe, so he pulled it down, kept it safe all these years. We recently reclaimed it, repatriated here in a permanent location for replacement, the lobby here. So happy to have this additional piece of Con Ed history that we can recognize in the coming weeks. So, on behalf of the veterans of Con Ed, I just want to wish everyone a very safe and happy Memorial Day. I'd like to thank you all for attending today's ceremony, and reminder for this weekend, when you're with your families, please take a moment to remember those that have paid the ultimate sacrifice. Thank you for coming.